What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at Closer Radiance here, seeing that I have not looked at any of her kit mainly. Now, this is going to be just only the kit and actually what it does as well as her card set. I haven't really seen any gameplay whatsoever. I've been trying to kind of steer away from it, but I do want to see the percentages. So of course, we're going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a look-see. And if you guys also do enjoy, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get straight into it. So Closer Radiance is going to be coming out in about 3 more days here, so I thought it'd be no better time to do it. And we're going to be taking a look at lafel.net as always, seeing that they do come in clutch very much so often. So checking out the website immediately here, Radiance Motaha is what they're calling her. First of all, the look of the character looks insanely nice, and if we could see the persona, which I guess the site is saying no, persona also looks pretty darn cool in general. Now, they haven't done the character review, as you guys do know, this is a new character, but so far what it's looking like for like card sets and stuff, that this character is just going to be built like a normal DPS, nothing too crazy, not scaled off of HP or anything like that, which is always cool. Though the only thing that I was not expecting was the card set itself. Now, I don't really use transformation other than from Akihiko. So, I mean, like, hey, I got the card set that I need to be farming for the next 3 days, now that I know this at least. But the character herself doesn't seem like she's going to be too confusing for the most part. As long as we are a 0, we got kind of a simplistic turnaround. It does seem like that we do have a different skill rotation itself for A0 as well, depending on situations, which is also very, very cool. But it only swaps up really for A1 and A6, which is expected. Now, for the actual skills here, she has these 3 skills that we talked about very briefly when they were showing it on the stream. That is going to be Thunder Thrust, Unsetting Sun, Skyfall Bolt, and then, of course, ending out on the highlight being Twilight Radiance. So on Thunder Thrust here, she deals electric damage to all foes equal to 282.8% of attack and distributes this damage between all foes. Now, with this in mind, she inflicts targets with shock and flashover for 2 whole turns, and she is able to gain a light stack, which is one of the stacks that she's going to need for the rest of her skills. Now, flashover itself, it increases damage taken by 39%. So this is just like kind of a debuff that she plays on the enemy themselves, which is actually pretty darn cool too. Now with skill 2, this is something by the looks of it, because if we're taking a look at the skill rotation here, we can see that skill 2 is something that we always want to set up. I'm unsure if that allows us to like immediately do our skill 1 and skill 3 on that same round. I don't think that means that, so of course we'll have to check out and see what this does here. But it grants us a shield and a down point to allies here, keeping us from going down while also inflicting a taunt. Now this decreases her damage taken by 40% pretty much. It's at 39.0, and it lasts until the end of her turn. But if she is attacked and stuff like that, it's going to help her out a lot too. But at the start of the turn here, automatically she will activate Thunder Thrust. So that's why we have to use skill 2 first. So she'll automatically activate her skill 1 damage, and each time Motaha did take skill damage during the said effect, she increases Thunder Thrust's skill damage by 5% and gains something called a shadow. So now we have both the light and shadow stacks here, and we can see that of course skill 2 is going to set everything on up, and that's because if we do it correctly here, we'll be able to get off Thunder Thrust for free, meaning all we have to use during that turn technically is going to be the skill 3. Pretty darn cool. Now skill 3 is called Skyfall Bolt. This immediately puts her into the Resolute Maiden state, in which lasts for 2 whole turns. During this said state here, she deals a certain amount of electric damage, being about 162.9% of her attack, and she's able to select the same target or select a different target. If the skill target has flashover, it increases their skill damage to 120% of the normal damage. Now, we already are going to have flashover from our skill 1, so that definitely will be procced, meaning we're going to get that extra 120 damage. But along with this here, we're putting the Resolute Maiden state, which it says down below that whenever we activate a highlight during this time, which usually there is a like options that we're going to do it. As you guys can see, it says a 1 HL plus 3. There is an option that we end up doing that. It will increase the skill multiplier by 55.8%. Pretty cool. Then afterwards, we have Twilight Radiance. This is a use condition that whenever she has at least 3 light/shadow stacks, I think it could be a little bit of both here. She can select 2 foes or the same target and use Spear of Light or Spear of Shadow, or at least use both of them on the actual character. Now, Spear of Light deals electric damage by 223.3%, which sounds pretty dang good. And then Spear of Shadow deals fixed damage equal to 100% of the Spear of Light damage. This ignores all affinities and decreases down points by 1, which the ignore all affinities parts kind of remind me like a almighty skill, which is pretty darn cool. If the Spear of Light and Shadow hits 2 foes, it increases the skill damage by 115%. And then if they hit the same foe, it increases skill critical damage by 30%. Now, seeing that she is a single target character, I do think that hitting the same foe is going to be more of her forte, but the fact that she has 2 options is always great too, because by going ahead and spending the light and shadow stacks here, each stack that's going to be spent increases her Spear of Light attack by 29.3%, and for each shadow it gives us some shield, which is always great because then that goes back to the whole AoE and single target situation where we're just overall dealing more damage, which is always cool. Then of course we have our passive being Gliding and Unyielding. Start of the battle, Multi-Hug goes into Resolute Maiden state, lasts for 2 whole turns, and whenever this is active she gets 15% more pierce rate. As for the Unyielding, we get 42% more attack as long as we deal damage with flashovers, so that's cool. Now, this character, from what I've heard, is absolutely insane. Now, we've read all the awarenesses before, so if you want, you can pause the video right here and read them yourself as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to get as many dupes as possible, because with a character like this, it's kind of hard to really go wrong, and especially on an Annie character, it's insanely hard to go wrong. So hopefully everything goes pretty much right here, because if it does, I'm going to have a really dang overpowered character, and that's going to be freaking cool. But I do want to learn a little bit more about how the, what's it called, the flashover stacks, or at least these shadow and light stacks really contribute a ton of her damage here, because obviously they're going to be the big boys about her whole kit. So I want to see if there's a single way of doing some things to make this even stronger. Now, it does look like at A1, this just gets kind of annoying because it's like you're spamming highlight all the time here. I don't actually see how this one's a little bit different. Oh, wait, no, I do see it now. Okay, 2-3 at the end. Interesting. So you're able to do what this top one's able to do, but they have to stall it out. But on A1, it seems like you're able to, of course, go ahead and do it multiple times, which is going to be good as well. Cool, cool. Gotta love it. I'm kind of interested in this. Do they have the team for her? Because I want to see what we're packing right now. Okay, I see Fuka is going to get some interesting use. So the question is, it's probably Koromaru and Fuka slot, which is interesting because then we have a buffer, we have our highlight person, and then we would have a debuffer, which you just swap in Koromaru, he attaches, does the little skill, so then they can take more electric damage, I think. Let me go ahead and double check, because if this is true, yeah, Koromaru might be the best in slot for the Fuka one, which is kind of interesting. I pictured this character being more with like maybe Futaba, but like, interesting. I guess it's like already out here, but if we check Koromaru, we're pretty positive he helps out with electric as well, right? So yeah, electric damage. It's on Scarlet Flash. So yeah, I can see since we're using Fuka, it most likely is Koromaru gets swapped in. Boom, easy cookage. Now all of a sudden I don't feel too bad getting this dang weapon for the dog, so I don't feel too bad about that too much, at least. But the character herself seems very interesting. I'm very excited to see if more teams do arise at the end of the day. We already have, of course, the personas here, so of course I already know that's going to be happening. But I am interested on Henri too, to see the fact that she's in an official team too. Makes this be kind of interesting, because I am trying to figure out exactly how this character is going to come into the fray really here. So gotta see how strong that reflect really can be. But I think it's going to be a fun time. We got 3 whole days to just go ahead and prep, so hopefully you guys are ready for it. But if you did enjoy this video and did enjoy learning more about the character, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.